If you had told me when I was 13 that I would give away $1 million in a single video, I just wouldn't have even known how much money that was. I would have been like, is that more than $100? I mean, $50 was a lot to me back then. I'm just from a small town, relatively small town in North Carolina. Just grew up with my brother. My mom raised us. Nothing too crazy. My mom was in the military, which is why I was born in a different state than my brother. We were always moving around.
I was on active duty for 21 years. And for a couple of those years, Jimmy was moved around on a couple Army installations.
It definitely made for an interesting child at that age.
Jimmy as a child, some of my younger memories of him, little Legos, building Lego forts. Like the entire room is a huge Lego fort. He was intense and he was passionate about what it was that he was working on at the time.
As weird as it sounds, especially when I was younger, I really didn't like being around people. And I have a very obsessive personality. When I like something, it just consumes my life. My first instance of that was probably baseball. I didn't want to do anything else. Good luck getting me to study for a test at that age.
When he first swung that bat at 10 years old, it was nonstop. He was driven in Little League, going on to playing in Babe Ruth. He absolutely loved baseball.
But my first time going on the baseball field for a Little League practice was just the most awkward thing ever. Like, I didn't know how to socialize. A funny story is I would always wear my hat like this, and then like the coaches would like pull it up. I was beyond shy. Even if there was a person in front of me, like good luck getting me to talk to them. It's impossible. I didn't have that much social interaction. My mom wasn't home much. I watched a lot of ESPN. But outside of sports, it was just literally YouTube. That was all I watched. No one in my school liked videos, so I kind of just felt like an outcast because I just was hyper obsessed over it, and no one else really related to me on it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Chris is one of my oldest friends, probably my oldest friend that I still know to this day. I dare you to slap Chris. I've known him basically my entire life, and especially when I was doing videos earlier on.
This should be in the outtakes. I don't know why I'm having so much fun. It's like,
he was the funniest guy I've ever met. And I just noticed that when he was in the videos, they were so much funnier and just so good on camera.
well, actually, I'm sorry. Interviews make me so nervous. I'm sorry. Me and Jimmy first met when we were in I think he was in middle school, I was in high school. We were kind of the only kids that really liked YouTube and really enjoyed talking about it. But then one day he said that he wanted to start a channel of his own.
I have a memory of this one video I watched back then where one of my favorite creators, Woody's Gamertag, quit his job and went full time on YouTube. And this was before, a lot of people didn't even know you could make money on YouTube back then. I remember seeing that. I was 12. And it kind of just clicked in my head. I was like, wait a minute. You can make money doing this. That's one of my first memories of when I really started consuming YouTube, because then from that point I was like, oh, I kind of want to do this.
This may be a challenge. Back off.
I was there with Jimmy the day he created his YouTube channel, and I was actually his first subscriber.
When you create an account on Xbox, they have this thing where it just gives you a random gamer tag, and I was just like, Mr. Beast, this sounds cool. I've never... Go, you freaking orange square. Go.
During that time, he was kind of trying a bunch of different things.
What is going on, guys? I have kind of a mini rant for you guys real quick.
We started making commentary style YouTube videos, which is you have somebody playing a video game and then you're just talking.
I got diagnosed with Crohn's. It was pretty rough. Basically, your intestines are inflamed, and because they're inflamed, you don't process food as well. So if I eat something, it would just go right through me, literally within a day. And because it's so inflamed, it's like someone's just dragging a knife across your stomach. So it was super painful.
Jimmy's diagnosis of Crohn's was earth-shattering. The weight loss, the loss of energy, all those facets of Crohn's attacked him really, really bad. And it was a pretty serious situation.
I went from like 180 pounds down to 139. I remember 139 because that was my lowest, which at 6'2" was like a frail little twig. I mean, I barely could get out of bed. I had no energy to do anything. I didn't even want to go to school. And I just hated my life back then. It was really miserable.
He didn't have an ability to hold down any food. It was months and months and months for us to figure out a treatment plan so that he could start eating again.
Playing baseball was pure torture, especially with the medicine I was on. I was always throwing up behind the dugout, and I always had to go use the bathroom a bunch during the games. I probably would have tried to play baseball in college, but because of Crohn's, it definitely changed the trajectory. And I was like, all right, I'm done with that. And then I just went all in on YouTube, and I was beyond obsessed.
Hey, you, subscribe.
Me being shy and not liking talking and not having much confidence were like such a big obstacle.
I'm just kidding.
But despite that, I still just did it just because I just wanted it so bad.
Have a good day. I don't know. This is my trailer. Kind of sucks.
And I was like, you know what? Like, I don't like talking to people, but I just really like making videos. So as weird as that sounds, so I just got to get used to it because this is just kind of what I enjoy doing.
So I'm going to try to commit myself to making a video every other day for the next 3 months and just see where my YouTube channel goes.
At first, it seemed like a hobby, but then he wouldn't want to go to the movies. He wanted to focus on filming a video. And like when I started hanging out with him, filming more videos with him, I understood that for him, like this was like, he's obsessed with it. Like this is what he wanted.
Look at it, quadruple digits. Why does this guy have 2,000 subscribers? And why am I speaking in third person? 3,000 subscribers! I've always told myself, when I hit 10,000 subscribers, I will tell my mom that I do YouTube.
When I first started making content, I definitely did not tell my mom. And that comes back to me just being super shy, and I just didn't know how she would react. So for the first few hundred videos, she had no idea, and she always thought I was just talking to someone in my room.
You know that chick from Twilight that can read minds?
I'd be walking past his room and he'd just be talking to people on the computer.
Well, I'm her cousin, and I can read minds as well.
I thought it was the people he was gaming with. I thought it was baseball friends. I thought it was people from high school. Never, ever did I connect that he was actually doing YouTube videos.
Surprise!
One time I was being really loud when filming, and she actually told me, you shouldn't hang out with that person anymore. I was like, yeah, Mom, I'll make sure not to hang out with him anymore. When I first started, I had this really crappy hand-me-down laptop. I think my brother got it for Christmas, and I ended up kind of just like stealing it and using it. I didn't know how to edit. I didn't know how to pace the video. I didn't know how to do anything. I basically had nothing, knew nothing, had no money, and was just like grabbing things and like, we're just gonna try to make this work.
That's my keyboard. It's my mouse.
That's my green screen. I'm kind of poor, so that's where I set my camera on. It was really rough back then to make content.
I thought going through high school and while he was living in the house that this was just a hobby. This was just a filler of time. It was just an experiment.
In the first few years, I didn't make anything on YouTube because I wasn't in the partner program. To get ads on your videos, you gotta be kind of big. The next few years, it was collecting scraps to buy decent equipment.
Sorry, my hand's shaking.
And the Windows phone I had, Windows Phone sucked. It was like 480p. It didn't even make sense. It looked like you were rubbing sandpaper on the lens. I had to save up for months to buy a microphone so it would stop making people's ears bleed. This is my Galaxy tablet. It's a piece of crap. And then I had to save up for practically a year to buy a computer that didn't crash when I was editing. And then after that, I managed to convince my mom or my dad, someone, to give me like a used iPhone. And that's when it changed.
See this right here? This describes the old Mr. Beast.
I saw the drive in him come to be when he first started doing the in real life, the IRL videos. So when him and Chris started interacting, that's where I saw the passion come out.
Mom, you lucked out. You're gonna have a lot of toilet paper and saran wrap.
We should burn this. The main goal of the channel was to just make people laugh.
Can't wait to ride in this bad car all the way to Raleigh, Jimmy.
Yeah, we're taking the deal.
Oh, man.
The original days we were doing skits and like jokes and stuff like that.
You know what you need to do.
And he had a couple of videos that went like pretty big for his size, but they never went viral. It was always just like he had a smaller community, like a niche community that really enjoyed them.
Whoa! Dude, a new monitor!
A lot of my earlier videos, they sucked because I just wasn't entertaining back then. I was stupid. Every night before bed, I'd just be like, it sucks. It's a lot of work, and I feel like I'm not getting anywhere. But if I just do it long enough, eventually it'll click. Eventually I'll figure it out.
As of right now, I'm enjoying YouTube. Hopefully
I don't know why I had that kind of mindset at such a young age, but it's just like, I just love it, and I just couldn't stop.
It took me 75,000 views to make my first $100 off of YouTube. I'm making around $30 a month.
I've just always felt pulled to it. I don't understand. I don't get it. Just thinking about possibly being a YouTuber one day was enough to keep me happy.
Do it one more time.
Why do I have to keep on doing this?
At that point, I didn't really take it too serious. I found it as a way to just hang out, have fun. Even when the videos were getting like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 views, which at the time to me that was incredible. I didn't ever think they would get that many. I still was like, this is fun. I enjoy doing this, but I don't think this is ever gonna become like a thing.
I made a mistake.
When we're in his senior year in high school, the passion about this YouTube is coming to be, the obsession with YouTube is coming to be, the drive is really starting to show a lot more. I'm a first generation college student, so I was raised that college was really important. It was really important to my parents that I go. So it just seemed reasonable to me that Jimmy should go to college.
I never wanted to go to college. My whole goal in all of high school was to never go to college. I was just like, if I can just make enough money before high school is over, I can just do this. That's where I like doubled, tripled, quadrupled down on YouTube. I'm like, oh, I'm still only making a few bucks a day. Like, we got to figure this out.
I gave the ultimatum going into that fall. Jimmy, you can stay in the house if you go to school. If you don't go to school, you're gonna have to leave.
So I went, but I just stopped going to classes and I just didn't tell my mom. And I would film videos while I was at college is what I would tell her. But somehow when I got there, maybe I just got a big spark of motivation and went harder. But that's when things actually clicked and like my viewership did start going up quite a bit.
This is a table. I'm gonna take these plastic knives. I'm gonna cut all the way through it.
So like in that first month of college, I did start making enough money to move out. Probably like $1,000 a month or something. That's when I didn't hesitate. I was like, I'm done. I'm not going. I'm like calling Chris. I'm like, Chris, we're moving in together. He's like, I don't know if I can afford it. I'm like, I got you. I just need to move out. Places here aren't super expensive. Like $720 a month gets you a really nice place. And I told my mom, I was like, yeah, I haven't actually been going to college all this time. And I was like, and I'll move out next week.
He left. I never paid for his rent. I never paid his utilities. I never paid his car bill. So there had to have been enough financial means going on behind here that he was already capable of taking care of himself. And this is months after he graduated from high school.
So this thing's full of explosives. This is a $1,000 keyboard.
From the moment I dropped out of college, that is where I just went all in. I would wake up, work on videos, and then I'd go to bed. That's where I just went hyperdrive. It's definitely where I got really weird with it. And then one day, Chris showed me this anime, and I just couldn't take a break from working to watch it. I was like, how can I make content while also watching anime? As weird as that.